Vera slammed the door behind her, the echo reverberating through the empty hallway of her family's sprawling suburban home in upstate New York. Tears streamed down her face, hot and unrelenting, as she clutched the deed to her new apartment in the city, a symbol of freedom she'd fought tooth and nail to secure. But instead of comfort, her parents and siblings burst into laughter, their mockery cutting deeper than any knife, all because she'd finally admitted the truth. She was in love with Victoria, and no amount of denial could hide it anymore. In that moment, Vera's world shattered. How could they laugh? Her mind raced back to the years of pretending, the forced dates with boys from church, the whispers behind her back at family gatherings. She had built a fortress around her heart, brick by brick, to protect the secret that now lay exposed. But exposure brought no relief, it unleashed a storm. Her father, a stern accountant with a Bible always at hand, shook his head in disbelief, his chuckles masking the rage bubbling beneath. "You think buying some rundown place in the city makes you independent? You're just running from God's plan," he sneered. Her mother, ever the peacemaker on the surface, joined in the laughter, but Vera saw the fear in her eyes, the fear of what the neighbors would say, what the church community would whisper. Vera stood there, frozen, her inner voice screaming, "Why did I think this would change anything? I've sacrificed so much. My youth, my authenticity, just to fit into their mold. And now, when I finally stand tall, they reduce me to a joke." The deed in her hand felt heavier, a tangible proof of her rebellion, but also a reminder of the isolation ahead. She thought of Victoria, waiting in their secret meeting spot at the park, oblivious to this family ambush. Victoria, with her fierce spirit and unyielding support, had been the one to push Vera toward this step. "You deserve a life that's yours," she'd said, her voice soft yet commanding during one of their late-night talks. But now doubt crept in. Was this worth it? The laughter faded as her family composed themselves, but the damage was done. Vera wiped her tears, steeling herself. "I won't let them break me. Not anymore." She stormed out without a word, the cool evening air hitting her like a slap. Driving toward the city, her thoughts swirled in turmoil. The highway blurred through her watery vision, each mile a step away from the life she'd known. Vera replayed the scene in her mind. Her sister's smirk, her brother's awkward chuckle. They didn't understand the weight of her confession. Being lesbian in their conservative circle wasn't just a label, it was a battleground. Society's gaze, the subtle exclusions at work, the outright hostility from strangers, it all piled on. But family? They were supposed to be the safe harbor. Instead, they laughed. Arriving at the apartment building in Brooklyn, Vera parked haphazardly and rushed inside. The place was modest, a one-bedroom with peeling paint and creaky floors, but it was hers. No more tiptoeing around her parents' rules. She dialed Victoria, her hands shaking. "They know," she whispered when Victoria answered. There was a pause, then Victoria's voice steady as ever. "Come over. We'll figure this out." Vera hung up, her heart pounding. Figure it out? How? The betrayal stung, but beneath it, a spark of defiance ignited. This home wasn't just walls, it was her declaration. Yet, as she unpacked a single box, loneliness crept in. What if Victoria couldn't handle the fallout? What if this choice cost her everything? Victoria arrived an hour later, her presence a bomb. They sat on the bare floor, backs against the wall. "Tell me everything," Victoria urged, her hand gently on Vera's knee, a touch that spoke volumes without crossing lines. Vera poured it out, the laughter, the words, the years of suppression. Victoria listened, her own eyes welling up. She had her own scars. A family that disowned her years ago, forcing her to rebuild alone. "I know it hurts," Victoria said, "but you're not alone anymore. This apartment? It's our start." Vera nodded, but inside conflict raged. Our start? But what about the guilt? The moral tug-of-war? Society preached one path, her heart another. Was loving Victoria a sin as her family claimed, or the truest thing she'd ever done? The night wore on, conversations delving deeper. Victoria shared her story again, reminding Vera of the prejudices they both faced at work, where colleagues whispered, in public where stares followed handholds. "We can't change them overnight," Victoria said, "but we can choose us." Vera wanted to believe it, but the laughter echoed in her ears. Choosing us means losing them. Is that the price? As dawn broke, Vera made a decision. She'd confront her family again, not for approval but for closure. Little did she know, that choice would unravel more than she bargained for. Days turned into a tense routine. Vera threw herself into her job as a graphic designer, channeling pain into creativity. But whispers followed her there too. A coworker, overhearing a phone call with Victoria, raised an eyebrow. "Didn't know you swung that way," he joked, but the tone was laced with judgment. Vera's stomach twisted. "Why does my love threaten them?" She pushed back, focusing on projects, but the isolation grew. Evenings with Victoria provided solace, their talks filled with dreams of a future unburdened. Yet, Vera's mind wandered to her family. Calls went unanswered, texts ignored. The silence was louder than laughter. One evening, Vera's phone buzzed, a message from her sister. "Mom's not well. Come home." Panic surged. Was this a ploy? Or genuine? Vera debated, her inner monologue a whirlwind. If I go, am I surrendering? If I don't, am I heartless? Victoria advised caution. They might use this to manipulate you. But blood ties pulled strong. Vera drove back, heart in throat. Arriving, she found her mother pale, but not critically ill, just stressed, as her father put it. "From your choices," he added pointedly. The confrontation erupted. "You think this is funny?" Vera demanded, voice breaking. Her father scoffed. "We laughed because it's absurd. You'll come around." Her mother pleaded. "Think of your soul." Vera's resolve hardened. "My soul is mine." But leaving again, she felt the crack widen. Back in the apartment, Victoria waited, concern etched on her face. "How bad?" she asked. Vera collapsed into her arms, the weight crushing. "They won't change," she admitted. Victoria nodded, but Vera sensed tension. Lately, Victoria seemed distant, her own pressures mounting. A promotion at her law firm that demanded discretion. "We have to be careful," Victoria had said once. Vera wondered, is she regretting us? The doubt festered, setting the stage for deeper rifts. The weeks following blurred into a haze of emotional warfare. Vera's days at work became battlefields of subtle discrimination. Her boss, a middle-aged man with traditional views, assigned her fewer high-profile projects, citing team dynamics. She knew better. Rumors had spread. "Why does my personal life dictate my professional worth?" She confronted him in a meeting, her voice steady despite the tremor inside. "Is this because of who I am?" He denied it, but his eyes betrayed him. Vera left fuming, her mind racing. "I won't be sidelined." That night, she confided in Victoria, who offered legal advice. "Document everything. We can fight this." But Victoria's words felt hollow. Her own career hung in the balance. Victoria's firm was conservative, partners whispering about family values. She'd hidden their relationship, introducing Vera as a close friend at events. It stung Vera every time. Am I her secret shame? The thought gnawed at her. One evening, over takeout in the apartment, tension boiled over. "Why can't we be open?" Vera asked, her fork clattering. Victoria sighed. "It's not that simple. My job." Vera cut in. "And my family? My job? We're in this together or not?" Victoria's eyes flashed. "You think I don't sacrifice? I lost my family too." The argument escalated, words like daggers. Vera stormed out, wandering the city streets, her thoughts a storm. Is love worth this constant fight? By morning they reconciled, apologies whispered, but cracks remained. Family pressure intensified. Vera's brother called, voice laced with false concern. "Dad's talking about cutting you out of the will. Come talk sense." Vera laughed bitterly. "Sense? Their sense means denying myself." She ignored it, but the seed of doubt grew. What if they're right? Society's narrative echoed. Marriage, kids, the normal path. Her love for Victoria felt right, but the world screamed wrong. Moral dilemmas haunted her nights. Is happiness selfish if it hurts others? Victoria noticed her withdrawal. "Talk to me." But Vera bottled it, fearing vulnerability would expose weaknesses. A turning point came at a community event. Vera attended a LGBTQ support group, urged by a friend. Their stories mirrored hers: rejection, resilience. One woman shared, I lost my family but gained myself. It resonated. Vera opened up, tears flowing. For the first time she felt seen. Returning home, she shared with Victoria. Maybe we need this community. Victoria hesitated. I'm not ready for that exposure. The divide widened. Vera's inner voice urged. Push her or lose yourself. Meanwhile, her family's tactics shifted. Her mother showed up unannounced at the apartment, eyes pleading. Please come back. We can fix this. Vera's heart ached. Fix what? Me? They talked for hours, her mother recounting childhood memories, subtly weaving in guilt. Your father cries at night. Vera wavered. Am I the villain here? But as her mother left, Vera realized. Their love is conditional. Mine isn't. That night, she and Victoria planned a weekend getaway, hoping to reconnect. But en route, Victoria's phone rang, her boss demanding overtime. I have to go back, she said apologetically. Vera exploded. Always work over us. Victoria snapped. Someone has to pay the bills. The trip canceled. Resentment simmered. Vera threw herself into activism, volunteering at a local center. It empowered her, but alienated Victoria further. You're changing, Victoria accused. Vera retorted. I'm evolving. Are you? The arguments grew frequent, each a layer of erosion. One night, after a heated exchange, Victoria stormed out. Vera sat alone, questioning everything. Did I push too hard? The silence amplified her fears. Hours later, Victoria returned, but the air was thick. They slept apart, the distance palpable. Society's weight pressed on. News headlines blared about anti-LGBTQ legislation, fueling Vera's anxiety. At work, a promotion passed her by, given to a straight colleague. She filed a complaint, heart pounding. This is my stand. Support from the group bolstered her, but Victoria warned, it could backfire. Vera's resolve. Better to fight than hide. The climax loomed when Vera's family invited her to a reconciliation dinner. Suspicious, she went, Victoria by her side for the first time. The table was tense. Her father started. We've prayed for you. Vera interrupted. I don't need prayers, I need acceptance. Arguments flew about faith society choices. Her sister accused. You're tearing us apart. Vera's voice rose. No, your bigotry is. Victoria defended her, but faltered under scrutiny. As they left, Vera felt empowered, but Victoria was shaken. That was intense, she murmured. Vera nodded, but inside, will she stay? Back home, Victoria confessed. I'm scared. My firm might find out. Vera's heart sank. So it's about image. The betrayal cut deep. They talked till dawn, unpacking fears. Victoria admitted. I love you, but the pressure. Vera urged. We face it together. But doubt lingered. As sleep evaded her, Vera pondered the cost. Love demands sacrifice, but how much? The fallout from the dinner rippled outward. Vera's family went radio silent, but rumors spread through extended relatives. Cousins unfriending her on social media. Aunts sending concerned emails laced with scripture. Society's judgment amplified the isolation. Why must my happiness be debated? Vera's inner turmoil peaked during sleepless nights, questioning her path. Was coming out a mistake? But memories of Victoria's smile grounded her. Yet, Victoria's growing distance fueled paranoia. Calls went unanswered. Evenings alone multiplied. At work, the complaint escalated. HR investigated, but biases surfaced. Colleagues sided against her, whispers turning to outright snubs. Vera's boss called her in. This is disrupting the team. She fired back. My identity isn't a disruption. Walking out, adrenaline surged. I'm fighting for more than me. That evening, she shared with the support group, gaining allies. One member offered, join our protest next week. Vera agreed, excitement mixing with fear. Victoria, meanwhile, faced her own crisis. A partner at the firm overheard a conversation about the dinner. Keep personal matters private, he warned. Victoria panicked, confiding in Vera. I could lose everything. Vera empathized but pushed. Hiding isn't living. The argument reignited old wounds. Easy for you to say, you've already burned bridges. Victoria yelled. Vera recoiled. Burned? I chose truth. Victoria left again, slamming the door. Alone, Vera wept. Is this the end? Days later, Victoria returned with an ultimatum. We need space. Vera's world tilted. Space? After all we've built? They agreed to a break, the word tasting like ash. Vera moved through days numbly, her apartment echoing emptiness. Inner monologues tortured her. Did I demand too much? Society expects us to conform. Maybe she's right. But the protest loomed, a beacon. She attended, signs in hand, chanting against discrimination. Energy surged, finally belonging. But spotting a familiar face, her brother's friend, sparked dread. Word would get back. Indeed, her father called. Protesting now? You're embarrassing us. Vera hung up, rage boiling. Embarrassing? Your ignorance is the shame. The break with Victoria stretched, text sparse. Vera dated casually within the community, seeking distraction but guilt nagged. Is this betrayal? One night, a new friend kissed her cheek goodbye. Vera pulled away, loyalty intact. But rumors flew, reaching Victoria. Confrontation came via text. Heard you're moving on. Vera rushed to Victoria's place, pounding the door. It's not true. Inside, emotions exploded. Victoria accused. You pushed me away. Vera countered. You hid me. Tears flowed as truth surfaced. Victoria admitted. I'm terrified of losing my life. Vera softened. We build a new one. They reconciled tentatively, but trust frayed. Moral conflicts deepened. Vera's mother fell ill for real this time. Stress-induced heart issues. Guilt crushed Vera. Did my choices cause this? She visited the hospital, family glaring. See what you've done, her sister hissed. Vera whispered to her unconscious mother. I love you, but I can't change. Leaving resolve mixed with sorrow. The price of authenticity, pain. Victoria supported from afar, but her own betrayal brewed. At the firm, to secure a case, she downplayed her orientation in a meeting. Word got to Vera via a mutual friend. Devastated, Vera confronted. You denied us? Victoria defended. It was survival. Vera's heart broke. Survival at what cost? The argument ended in silence, each retreating. Vera immersed in activism, organizing events. Empowerment grew, but loneliness persisted. Society's progress felt slow. Bills piled, job unstable. One night, contemplating. Is freedom worth destitution? A call from Victoria. I miss you. They met, vulnerability raw. Victoria confessed. I quit the firm. Starting fresh. Vera's hope flickered. A turning point? But skepticism lingered. As they rebuilt, family intervened. Her father arranged an intervention with a pastor, ambushing Vera at a coffee shop. Repent, the pastor urged. Vera stood. My love isn't sin. Walking out, empowered but trembling. Victoria waited outside. Proud of you. Their bond strengthened, but shadows remained. The journey's toll scars. Rebuilding with Victoria felt fragile, like walking on cracked ice. They moved in together, the apartment symbolizing commitment. But ghosts haunted. Past arguments, family estrangement. Vera's job hung by a thread. The complaint resolved in her favor, but resentment lingered. Colleagues' cold shoulders reminded her daily. Acceptance is illusion. Inner voice. Keep fighting or crumble. She chose fight, mentoring younger LGBTQ employees. Victoria's new path as an independent lawyer focused on civil rights cases. This is for us, she said, eyes determined. Vera nodded, but doubt whispered, too late? Society's backlash hit hard. A client backed out upon learning Victoria's orientation. Not the image we want, they said. Victoria raged privately. Why must we prove worth twice over? Vera comforted. We're stronger. But the strain showed, late nights, short tempers. Family dynamics shifted darkly. Her brother's wedding approached. Vera wasn't invited. The snub cut deep. Am I erased? She crashed it anyway, heart pounding. Confrontations erupted. You don't belong, her sister yelled. Vera stood tall. Blood doesn't require conformity. Leaving amid chaos, she felt liberated yet broken. Victoria consoled. Their loss. But Vera pondered. Or mine? Moral quandaries intensified. A friend from the group faced custody battle over her sexuality. Vera helped, but it mirrored her fears. What if we want kids? Society's laws loomed threatening. Victoria argued cases pro bono, exhausting herself. One loss hit hard. A teen disowned. We failed her, Victoria wept. Vera held her. We keep trying. But burnout loomed. Betrayal struck from within. Victoria reconnected with an ex. Just friends. But late texts raised flags. Vera snooped, guilt-ridden. Am I paranoid? Discovering flirtatious messages, world shattered. Confrontation. How could you? Victoria tearful. I was lonely during our break. Vera's fury. That's no excuse. The fight peaked. Objects thrown in anger. Victoria left, suitcase in hand. Alone, Vera collapsed. Everything for nothing? Days blurred in despair. Work suffered. Activism faltered. Inner monologue. Love betrayed, worth the risk? A call from her mother. Come home. We miss you. Tempted, Vera went. Softened tones surprised her. We've been wrong, her father admitted haltingly. Tears flowed, apologies exchanged. But conditions lurked. Leave that lifestyle. Vera refused. It's who I am. Leaving conflicted, progress or trap. Victoria returned begging forgiveness. I messed up. Vera wavered. Forgive or protect? They talked endlessly, unpacking betrayals. Victoria vowed change. Therapy. Openness. Vera agreed cautiously. Rebuilding meant therapy sessions, raw honesty. Society's pressures tested them. Protests turned violent. Friends arrested. Vera marched anyway. For us all. Highs and lows cycled. A promotion for Vera signaled acceptance at work. Victoria won a landmark case. Celebrations intimate, hope renewed. But family retracted apologies influenced by church. Pray for your soul, texts read. Vera blocked them. Boundaries necessary. Inner peace elusive, right choice? As months passed, bonds solidified. They attended pride events, hand in hand. Empowerment surged but costs tallied. Lost relationships, emotional scars. Vera reflected. Worth it? Yes, but painful. A final test. Victoria's family reached out, disownment reversed? No, rejection reaffirmed. Victoria broke down. Why now? Vera. We have each other. The story's tension crested in a quiet moment. Over coffee, Vera proposed informally. Marry me when ready. Victoria smiled. Yes. But reality intruded. Legal battles, societal hurdles. They pressed on, defiant. With engagement whispers turning to plans, Vera and Victoria navigated uncharted waters. Wedding ideas clashed with realities. Family absences, societal stares. Vera's inner debate. Grand or secret? They chose intimate, friends from the community standing in. Preparations brought joy amid stress. Victoria's cases piled. Vera's designs flourished. But undercurrents pulled. A betrayal resurfaced. Victoria's ex contacted, stirring old flames. Victoria shut it down, but Vera's trust wavered. Promise it's over, she demanded. Victoria swore. You're my future. Therapy helped unpack insecurities. Society amplified doubts. Media stories of failed relationships. Vera questioned. Do we beat the odds? Family made a last-ditch effort. Her sister showed up. Don't do this. Think of mom. Vera firm. I am thinking of me. The rejection final but liberating. No more guilt. The wedding day dawned bright. Vows exchanged in a park, tears of joy. Through every storm, Vera promised. Victoria echoed. Together. Honeymoon simple, focus on healing. Back home life normalized but challenges persisted. Job discriminations, public prejudices. They advocated louder, testimonies shared. Years condensed into growth. Children discussed, adoption pursued. Battles with agencies tested resolve. Success came. A daughter bringing light. But family ghosts haunted holidays alone. Vera reflected. Sacrifices for this joy. One evening, watching their child play, Vera turned to Victoria. Was it all worth it? Victoria smiled. Every tear. But inner voices lingered. Did we choose right? Society evolved slowly. Acceptance partial. They pushed forward, role models now. In quiet moments, Vera pondered the path. Betrayals endured, awakenings achieved. Love triumphed, but at what cost? The journey's end posed a question. In a world of judgment, is defying norms heroic or foolish?